This is Ginny Brant with Unleash Your God-Given Healing. And today I want to share some really good news with you. We're going to look at 5 ways breast cancer treatments have improved. Now, this may be hard to believe, but over 30 years ago, treatments for breast cancer patients were very different than they are today. As a result, even though the diagnosis of breast cancer continues to increase, with nearly 1 in 7 women having it in their lifetime, death rates have significantly gone down. As doctors and researchers learn more in time, the prognosis for the breast cancer patient has only gotten significantly better. So let's look at these 5 ways breast cancer treatments have improved over the past 30 years. Number 1, chemotherapy is now given only to those who need it. In the earlier days, many breast cancer patients received chemotherapy just in case. Today, chemotherapy is generally given to those in stages 1 and 2 who have aggressive, triple-negative, or inflammatory breast cancer. If you have estrogen-fed early-stage breast cancer, no chemotherapy is given unless the OncoDX test shows you have a higher rate of recurrence. This gene profile test reveals which genes are active in a tumor. It helps oncologists to determine which patients with earlier stages of breast cancer can be treated with hormone blockers alone, and those who need additional chemotherapy. This is an improvement. Now, generally, those with stage 3, meaning in the lymph nodes, and stage 4 metastasized to other organs, these cancers almost always have chemotherapy recommended. And this may shock you the most. Just recently, some oncologists are not recommending chemotherapy for those patients who have 1, maybe 2 lymph nodes positive, which means they're stage 3 technically, and those lymph nodes were removed, and they also score below the threshold on the Oncotype DX test. Yes, this means some stage 3 breast cancer patients are not being prescribed chemotherapy by their oncologist. Another big hooray. As I say, we've come a long way, baby, to get to where we are today. Number 2, not all lymph nodes under the arm are taken. In earlier days, surgeons pretty much took all the lymph nodes under the arm on the side of the breast cancer. This left many debilitated with lymphedema and difficulty moving their arms, sometimes for life. Today, oncologists and surgeons know that the sentinel lymph node is the first lymph node that cancer cells from a breast tumor are likely to spread to. So the surgeon performs a sentinel lymph node biopsy, which involves identifying, removing, and testing the sentinel lymph node to determine if cancer cells are present. Here's how that sentinel lymph node biopsy works. First of all, a tracer substance, such as a radioactive substance, blue dye, or a liquid containing coated iron oxide particles, is injected into the tumor, the area around it, or the nipple area. Then during surgery, the surgeon removes the sentinel lymph node and any other lymph nodes nearby which have been picked up by this tracer material. Then a pathologist examines the sentinel lymph nodes and other lymph nodes under a microscope. If the sentinel lymph node is free of cancer, it's unlikely that the cancer has spread and no further lymph nodes need to be removed. Now, if cancer is found in the sentinel node, more lymph nodes may need to be removed for further testing. But this way of doing things is much less invasive than the former auxiliary lymph node dissection, which removed pretty much all the lymph nodes. Number 3, less radical surgeries for breast cancer patients. There was a day when most women received a mastectomy if any cancer was in the breast, just to make sure. Now, mastectomies years ago literally removed everything, including the nipple, which made reconstruction lengthy, multiple surgeries, and very difficult. Many cancer patients just gave up before all the surgeries were over. Most mastectomies today are nipple-sparing and not as radical, unless a surgeon feels a more radical surgery is needed. In 1985, researchers discovered that women with early-stage breast cancer who were treated with a lumpectomy and radiation had similar survival rates as those women who had a mastectomy. This discovery allowed many breast cancer patients to opt for a lumpectomy as opposed to a mastectomy. In a lumpectomy, the entire tumor and surrounding tissues are removed. Then a pathologist tests all the tissue to see if all margins have been cleared. Although radiation is, yes, usually recommended for all patients who choose to have a lumpectomy, some oncologists and surgeons are foregoing the radiation if the patient meets these requirements. The tumor is less than 1 to 2 centimeters. Another improvement. Number 4, more specialized treatments for different types of breast cancers. Research has paved the way for this. In years past, most breast cancer patients were all treated the same because they didn't know what the drivers were. Today, a biopsy gives us much needed information. And this allows the oncologist to know the drivers of the cancer. They've actually been identified. Is it estrogen fed? Is it HER2 positive or aggressive? Is it triple negative? Is it inflammatory? For those patients who call me who don't want the biopsy, I've been known to say many times, you don't know what you're fighting and how to fight it without this valuable information. You see, if you have an aggressive cancer and you don't know it and you're trying to beat it naturally, you stand a chance that your cancer may spread to your lymph nodes, possibly even other organs, while you are doing your best to try to beat it. It helps to know if it's aggressive. In 1978, the FDA approved tamoxifen as the first selective estrogen receptor modulator for those patients with estrogen-fed breast cancers. In 1996, the first aromatase inhibitor, anastrozole or Arimidex, was approved by the FDA to treat post-menopausal breast cancer patients with estrogen-fed breast cancers. In 1998, research found that those women treated with 5 years of tamoxifen had a decreased risk of cancer recurrence by 50%. And the same goes for these aromatase inhibitors. In 1998, the FDA approved Herceptin, which matters most to me because it's a monoclonal antibody that targets cancer cells that overexpress the HER2 gene for women diagnosed with HER2 positive breast cancers, of which I am one. Hear me clearly. Before the invention of this drug, Herceptin, HER2 positive breast cancers were generally uncurable. I'm thankful some doctor invented Herceptin because it literally stopped the aggressive nature of my cancer with minimal side effects. Recently, in 2020, the drug Trodelvy was approved by FDA for treating metastatic triple-negative breast cancer, which has a history of being difficult to treat. In 2017, the FDA approved Verzenio for advanced or metastatic breast cancers. And here's why this is significant. It is a checkpoint inhibitor that is now allowing some women with stage 4 estrogen-fed breast cancer to forego chemotherapy, surgery, and radiation, in some cases, in exchange for this pill and a hormone blocker therapy. A huge improvement. I actually know several patients getting great results with Verzenio. One of the patients is also changing her lifestyle and continues to get clean scans. Oh, the power of lifestyle changes. Yes, breast cancer treatments are becoming more specialized as doctors learn more from research about it. Number 5, breast cancer is being detected at earlier stages. Early detection is your main defense in fighting and preventing cancer. In 1995, scientists cloned the tumor suppressor genes BRCA1 and BRCA2, allowing them to predict which people have an increased risk of breast cancer. Using infrared photography can also show changes in the breast several years earlier than even a mammogram. This technology is called a thermogram. For me, although paid out of pocket, it gives me added assurance that if my cancer does return, this technology will help me to catch it early, especially since my oncologist has clearly told me that mammograms are not very reliable on me. Then in Philadelphia, Dr. Jennifer Simmons has recently developed the Perfection Imaging, which is only available at her clinic, but this cutting-edge technology uses sound waves to create a 3D reconstruction of the breast. This revolutionary approach offers pain-free, radiation-free, and unparalleled imaging with accuracy 40 times the resolution of any MRI. It's also FDA approved, but not currently covered by insurance, but hopefully, eventually it will be covered by insurance. As a result of these 5 advancements, death rates have dropped significantly. And who knows what advancements will be made in the future. In addition, just imagine the benefits from also implementing lifestyle changes, which is what many of the videos on my YouTube channel are about. The power of lifestyle changes cannot be underestimated. When you put the two together, the advances in modern medicine and lifestyle changes, your prognosis is even better. I hope this is good news for you to know, and good news for you to share with those who you know are in the breast cancer journey. We all love good news. I hope you will subscribe to my YouTube channel, share this video, as I said, click the notification bell so you will know when I post new and important information. Until next time, here's to your own good prognosis in preventing and surviving breast cancer. And may God bless.